Thank you for tuning in and making me a part of your day today. The BYU Cougars took on Southern Utah University, the Thunderbirds, and a 41-16 victory for the Cougars. And we'll look into what led to that victory today and what the Cougars can look forward to in their upcoming game against Arkansas, some of the things to look out for. And really today, just looking at the BYU team that showed up. Is it going to be enough to compete in the Big 12? I saw some shining light today from the offense, which as anyone who watched the game against Sam Houston, it was nice to see some points scored. It was nice to see the offense getting yards, incorporating the receivers. But there were some things that didn't go as good today, and we'll dive into that. But again, 41-16. I felt like the offense came out a little shaky at the beginning. First quarter ending with just a 6-3 lead for the Cougars. Kind of felt like the offense was the same offense from Sam Houston, kind of non-existent. But as the game goes on, people got their footing. Now, on to some stats. These come from ESPN. I liked what I saw from Slovis today. Yes, it was not perfect. An interception as he was getting hit. Some passes that weren't as accurate. But it seemed like he had some targets he was going to. Lassiter, Roberts. It showed some hope of an explosive offense. Now, looking at some stuff. First, starting at the top of the list, the fourth down efficiency. I loved seeing the Cougars going for those fourth downs. This is a Kalani Sitake coach that does go for fourth downs more often than we'd seen with Bronco in the past. And it's something that I do enjoy seeing him go for it. Now, there are times where it feels a little risky. We saw a fake punt in the Sam Houston game. In this game, they controlled those fourth downs. It seemed like very similar plays on both of those. Passing, which was interesting, instead of a run. Kind of gets your heart going when you see the quarterback holding on to the ball ready to pass. But going 2 for 2 on those, I think that's a bright hope going into the Big 12 play that Kalani is not afraid to take those risks in the games, keeping the offense on the field, extending drives, that he has that confidence in the team. Passing 348 yards from the Cougars today. Loved seeing that. I'll go to the next one. On the right, on the left, looking at where those yards came from. You had the big play to Rex. He went off for 112 on just 4 receptions. So it wasn't like they were targeting him as much as they were Lassiter or Roberts, which I really loved seeing Lassiter in this game being targeted across the middle. It seemed like that was one of Slovis's go-tos. And then we can always count on Chase. Chase to get it done. Chase is on the case, as they've said. But really good average, 15.8 on passing. Now, this is against an SUU team, but loved what I saw from the passing and receiving today. Like I said, not perfect. There were some passes that weren't on, some drop balls, and we got to see Keanu Hill back, which, to see him coming off the injury, being a part of it, only on, he was targeted 3 times, but scoring that touchdown, seeing him brush off, he's back. Look to that to be a big contributing factor as they target him more after that injury. One thing I did want to look at was the rushing. That seemed to be coming off that Sam Houston game. LJ Martin, big game, big turn up. I was expecting a lot more production from the run this game. Felt like, they were throwing the ball a lot more, which leads to, if you look, 23 rushing attempts, that's still a decent amount, but to only average the 2 against this SUU team. This is a team I saw us having the running backs dominating. And that wasn't the case today. Only 46 yards rushing. And subtract 6 of those from Slovis running it in, getting his 3rd career touchdown. I expected more of the running backs. LJ Martin, like I said, coming in. I don't know why he doesn't start. We see Aiden Robbins is good, but LJ Martin has always last game, same thing, came in a little later, kind of had an explosive play coming in. His first carry went for a good amount of yards, but still only 27 yards rushing today. That was one I thought he was going to have a breakout, find the open grass and run. I think that's a little bit not too concerning, but going into Arkansas next week, I want to see LJ Martin having one of his big games like he did against Sam Houston. I don't want to see these, as I showed, 46 on rushing. We got to get stuff going with the run game. That has to be an option that we turn to. I know we'll go to the passing game, which gets me on to Arkansas played Kent State today, and their defense held Kent State to 26 rushing. So this is going to be an Arkansas team that will challenge our run game. And Kent State threw for 174 yards. They're going to challenge that pass game. One thing I think we need work on is that offensive line. There was too much pressure coming in on Slovis, where he was being forced to make throws faster than he would like. Led to that interception, getting hit. I don't know. It'll be tough to go into Arkansas, but I think the Cougars can do it. I think they can hang in there with Arkansas. I've talked about how they play up to levels of the competition in big games. It was nice to see the offense back. I know I've said that, but it was nice to see some offensive production. And yes, it's against SUU, but that the offense is actually there. And I'll do a deeper dive into Arkansas and what to expect from that matchup. This is more of a recap of what we saw today against SUU. Cougars have some stuff to figure out if we're gonna try to make a good run here in the Big 12 this season and build on to next season. But takeaways from today, liked what I was seeing on the passing side. Felt very much like the BYU we've seen in the past. Like to see stuff get going with the running game again. Hopefully that was just kind of an off day today. That was what kind of took the hit. Other takeaway, defense. It felt like SUU attacked on the deep ball a lot. If we look, 262 on passing, 7.9 on yards per pass. It felt like they were going to that deep attack, and BYU struggled to shut some of those down. I would have liked to see a little bit more containment on the deep ball, and that's something Arkansas is going to try to target against BYU. So I think we can hold our heads high. This is a positive win. Shows what we can work on to take into Arkansas, but overall positive win for the Cougars. Looking forward to taking on Arkansas next week, continuing some of this momentum with the offense. But I thank you for tuning into this quick recap of the Cougars. Hope to see you again on this channel when we break down the Arkansas game and as we break down a lot more of college games around the nation. And as always, if you could subscribe, if you find this content valuable, means a lot. Thank you so much.